Morning, everybody. It's the Saints man. Let's get this square. Small van driver on the CX. It's Sunday 23rd. Just looking at my diary, and it's 9:30. Just walked the hound, and this is Thursday and Friday on the CX last week. When I left you, I just did one on Wednesday when I'd done that monster shift. Had a nice day off Wednesday. Didn't work Wednesday because I didn't get into house till 1 o'clock in the morning, so I took Wednesday off. The feed was quite active actually. I kept the feed on, but I weren't interested. Decided I was going to have a day off with the wife. So started looking for work for Thursday. Um, Looked around, didn't find anything that rocked my boat really, and I decided Thursday, Friday. It was going to be a cold night Thursday, so I didn't want to go mountains to distance. I was going to sort of try and keep localish. First job didn't come in until 10 o'clock. Well, we got it up as 9. It was pick up 10 o'clock. And it was COVID. Northampton, not far from where I was, to Wolverhampton. Quoted 55 on that and got that. Most of you must have been to the science lab at Wolverhampton. It's an easy drop. It's different now. Last time I did it, used to go around the back, right around the back, but this one was a private one, and it went into one of the big buildings, reception. They come down and sign it. It was easy peasy. And Wolverhampton's a good area normally. West Midlands, tall man, small van will tell you that. West Midlands normally gets something out of there. I think he does work around there. He's a little bit further south maybe. Um, yeah. So got a job pretty quick. Wolverhampton to there was jobs popping up longish distance, but again, I just no. I just thought I'm going to try and stay a bit localish. And a job popped up Wolverhampton, 3 miles from where I was, to go to East Midlands Airport. It doesn't ever say East Midlands Airport. It just says Derby, but it's East Midlands Airport. I think it's DE74. Might be wrong. But a job popped up, and again it was COVID. I hadn't done COVID jobs for a while. Now I'm doing two in one go. And it was from Wolverhampton, one COVID test, up to East Midlands Airport. It was a building 34. If any of you get that, it's a little lab, very small lab actually. You go in the inner road, and it's very awkward to find. It is very awkward to find. It's as you look at the airport, it's just to the left. And I found it really, my sat nav didn't find it, it sort of found the general area. I asked a couple of guys who didn't even know, a porter, and I just found it got a little 34 on the side of the building. It actually wasn't that building, it's next to it, you can't miss it, it's just over the way, it says lab. We got that delivered, found it. It weren't far, it was 45 quid, got me up to 100 quid for the day, and parked up at the services at, I don't know what service they're called now. East Midlands Airport, Donington Park Services. Parked in there, quite like them services because that brings in Nottingham, Derby, it brings in a good area. You can sort of get something out of there. It brings in Loughborough, Colville, even Leicester really at a push. And I was just looking for a job really to get me nearer home, see if I could make a couple of quid just on the way home. Worked in a rush, and a job popped up, Colville, which is just down the motorway. Pick up to Wigston. Wigston is south of Leicester, and only 30 miles from home. And it was only, I think it was about a 18 mile job. It was about 30 miles all in. I quoted 30 quid and got it. It was picking up let me work it out, two boards, display boards, which fitted in the van ever so light. They were all sealed up. And I took it to the actual shipper who booked me. It went to their office. So done that, and it was a really easy day. I started at 9:15, and it was like 2 o'clock, 2:15, and I thought 130 quid. I thought I'm tempted just to go home. I had a long day, pool around. I'll hang around Wigston. If I pick her up Leicester to Northampton, that'll do. Leicester Milton Keynes, that'll do. And that's about all. Or Leicester Rugby. I don't want to go the other way. So I sat just south of Leicester and sat for about half an hour. Well, I got tea this morning. And bloke phoned up who does a lot of work for. I do 2-3 jobs a week for him probably. And he said he's got a job for Friday morning. He gave me a choice actually of jobs. I didn't want to do. He said I've got the Exeter one, but you wouldn't want that on Friday because you can't get back. You're stuck in Exeter at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. I've got 200 dead miles. It is a good payer. It's a good payer. He's also got another route which I do for him, where I end up at Blue Water, and that's the route I took because I could be in Blue Water before about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to get another load back home without the dead miles. So, yeah, the job he says, you've got a choice, Dave. He said, I've got two jobs. He got three. He got one in central London, but he knows that my rate is too high for that. For him, and I'm not really interested to do 5 drops around central London, to be honest, on a Friday. So, I decided Thursday, once I got that job for Friday, I weren't even looking for jobs. I thought I'd just drive home. By then it was 26 miles. Drove the 26 miles home. On the way, picked up the items. It was 3 boxes. One for each. One for Cambridge, one for Chelmsford, one for Blue Water. So that was for Friday. So Thursday, I ended up only doing a 7-hour day. And a couple of hours that was sitting around. Yeah, I did about 4.5, 5 hours work. But, yeah. 7-hour day maximum, 130 quid. It ain't nothing to write home about. I only did 200 miles. Works out 65 pence per mile, which is okay-ish. Yeah, and it was an easy day. It's quite nice, really, actually, just pottering around. Just show that you can potter around. You ain't going to make money. You ain't going to make mountains of money, but if you want to just potter around, you don't want to go all over the place and rush around, it can be done, I suppose. If I'd have got the 4th job, a little 30 quid job, and in the summer you might get that, more work around, you'd have been up to 170 sort of thing, 160, 170. And if you're only doing 230 miles, yeah, you can make a little living if you just want a few pence, bit of pocket money. So, that was Thursday. Friday, I'm on the road at 6. Started at 6 in the morning because I wanted to crack on Friday. I was in Cambridge for 7:10, and got delivered. I thought they may not be open retail, but the loading docks, they're open. I wasn't even the first van in there. I've got one box. It's great. You haven't even got to wait. You just pick the box out of the van, go up the door. You don't even go on a bay, and I think, and because it's only one box there, yeah, I'll take that for you. So it's in and out. That's what I like about it. Down to Chelmsford. Stopped at the services at Birchanger on the M11. Used the toilet as it was bursting, and grabbed a coffee. And then Chelmsford. Chelmsford's a bit awkward. It's right in the centre, but once you've done it once, it's like an IKEA flat pack. The first time it's a bloody nightmare. Each time you do it, it gets easier and easier. Know exactly where I'm going, which service yard, which door, which bell. Lovely. Did have about a 5-minute hold up because there was an Arctic on a bay and they were sort of doing that, and it was some security thing for about 5 minutes. Then she opened the door and took it. So from Chelmsford down to Blue Water. Again, over the Dartford Bridge. Blue Water, I've done Blue Water a few times. Again, it's nice. I quite like Blue Water. I'm not a shopper. I'm no way am I a shopper, but yeah, it's nice because it's all contained, isn't it? It's all in one bit. There's car parks all the way around the outside, service yards all around the outside, as long as you know which service yard you want. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you get security. You have to put your name, van, company and all that rubbish. But once you're in, it's easy. Yeah, done. 10 o'clock I'd finished. In fact, before 10, but yeah, about 9:45, I was finished. Sorted my fuel card out, my new fuel card, which I haven't used yet. I'm going to go out today, actually, in the van. Going to give it a quick wash. I'm going to take it up and see the fuel card works. But sorted all that out, very nice. Got the pin and all that malarkey. And the price this week for next week, is 118. Whereas my BP one is 122. And my other UK fuel card, which I'm going to drop, is at 126. In fact, it's near 127. Well, you times that by is 24. It's 152. It's right time. So yeah, gonna put the new fuel card in. But I phoned them up, got the details all sorted. It was very easy. They're very good, and they're the same company that do my BP card. It's a broker, obviously. So I've got 2 cards with them, and the other card I'm going to drop. I'm going to knock it on the head because it's been expensive since Christmas, before Christmas. So anyway, so I did that job, Blue Water. I'm looking for a job. There are jobs. It's Friday. You're in Blue Water. I'm looking for around. Wasn't many drivers around where I was. Small van drivers. There's a lot of large wheelbase, but there was only one small van driver. in my area, as in Dartford, Erith, Grays, Purfleet, even Kent, the areas of Kent. There wasn't many. I didn't want to go to London though. I thought, no, I don't want to go to London. So I ended up quoting on jobs, quite high. Jobs. I was quoting on a job to Bristol. I thought, yeah, if I get that, I can get there. I'll probably get a job out of Bristol at midday, somewhere to the Midlands. Didn't get that, but it was picking up in London, sort of London, north, southeast somewhere, but it was in London, and the route took you through London. That was the route they put. I didn't fancy it really, but I put a strong bid, didn't get it. Fair enough. And then a job came Maidstone to Reading, pick up at 12 o'clock, and it was a laptop. No, it wasn't a laptop. It was a monitor and phone. I quoted on it. I got 20 odd miles to get to it, but I quoted quite high. It was altogether, it was 87 mile. Quoted 68 quid. I times it by whatever on my calculator, and I go to the mile what it is. I quoted 68 quid, which was good money, and I thought, well, if I get nothing from Reading, I'll probably get home and it won't be too shabby. But Reading's a good area normally. Thatcham, Reading, Newbury, and yeah, so we got that load. Maidstone's was a nightmare. I left early. I wanted to get there early. I thought I'll get there early, park up, and I'll have 3/4 of an hour to kill. I ended up getting there with 10 minutes to spare because in Maidstone they've got roadworks going over the river, up the hill, and it was manic. It was literally stop, start, one at a time. So, yeah, a bit of a pain, but I was there that early, it didn't matter. I got there at 10 to 12 and knocked on the door, and it was residential pickup, and all good. Just a monitor, it was returns. It was in a box, and the phone was in a box. He'd obviously had it on a free trial, and if you're not satisfied, you send it back, and he was sending it back. Fair enough. So, that went back. I took that to Reading. Nice easy drive, jumped to M26, round the south M25, and up to Reading. And it was actually outside of Reading. It was this side of Reading, about 5 miles to a business park. Dropped it to the head office. Pain to find. Yeah, it took me a bit of a while to find, about 10 minutes. You know it's here, but you can't find it. It was in a shared building, 3 floors, and their logo on the outside signage was the smallest of the lot. I looked at the others to see what the other 2 were, and it was underneath in a small, so we got it done. But while I was waiting, a job popped up from Thatcham, let me get that right, yeah, Thatcham to Abingdon, and it was beer delivery. And Abingdon was my way home anyway. So, and I knew the courier, it's a courier that I've worked for a couple of times, and it's only e-quotes. I quoted 40 quid, it was only 23 miles, and it was about 14 miles to get to it, 15, so it's about £1 a mile, and it was 5 kegs to a public house. It wasn't in Abingdon, it was in a village just outside. So I quoted 40 quid. I thought, if I get it, that's 40 quid, that's my journey home. And before I'd done the other job, I was still looking for the bloody place. It came through. He phoned me up. He knows me, he's obviously, I've worked for him before, he knows who I am. And he said, Dave, you do that little job for us for 40 quid? I said, yeah, I'm just finishing off a job here. He said, yeah, it's between 2 and 4, the pickup. And this was at 1:30. I went, yeah, that's no problem. So I've got the next job lined up, which is just what you want. You don't want to be stopping and the next job was Abingdon. That's me home then. It's me home. So I did the monitor, jumped on the Thatcham, got to the brewery at 2 o'clock, and they were on shift change. He says, you're on shift change, mate, at 2 o'clock, because they are 6 till 2, 2 till 10. He says, it's going to be about 10 past 2. I said, no, that's fine. So I waited. And it wasn't even 10 past 2, it was 5 past 2 he let me in. You have to wear a hard hat. I had to find my hard hat. It's probably because I had 5 minutes, because it was buried at the bottom of my footwell in the front. Hard hat, all the gear, and 5 kegs. I ain't done a brewery delivery for ages. I've done out of Bedford, 2 or 3 from there, but that was just cases of wine, cases of spirits. But this was just 5 kegs. And I thought, I've got to lump these on. Oh no. forklift driver, picks 5 kegs up with these specialist forks in the back of the van, drops them down, comes out absolutely sweet as a nut. Really good forklift driver. Some drivers, they're not gonna, they're gonna take, they're gonna do it right. And he was one. I thought, yeah, I'm confident you're not gonna smack me van, and he didn't. And he hadn't got much clearance either side, but yeah, sweet as a nut. So that was that. Picked them up. They weighed the van down, let me tell you, but it's all good. And I poodled off up the A34 and up to, well, Abingdon it was, and began with M. It's a little village, began with M. It's only a mile off of the A34. Right, Abingdon, left to this place beginning with M, which I can't remember. Yeah, dropped it in the brewery. Dropped it in the pub. Got offered half a pint if I wanted it, because I took the 5 barrels off, and her cellar wasn't downstairs. It was next door, right on the same level in the car park, back right up to the door. So I took them in, and bless her, she was a lovely lady. She couldn't lift these kegs. Even my back, yeah, it's fine. Picking weight up, I've got no problem. It's just exercise, muscle spasm. But picking weight up, 30 kilos, whatever they were, 40 kilo barrels. Yeah, drop them, put them in a cellar, which was 5 yards out the back of the van. And yeah, she offered me half a pint of beer or whatever I wanted, soft drink. I said, no, I'm fine, don't worry, glad to help. And she said to me, I should have had these 2 days ago, and every time I phone up, they haven't got a driver. I've heard that in a few places, they haven't got a driver. So in the end, they courier it. They don't put it on the brewers, they send them out on the big vans and the lorries. And she, bless her, because she's in a village, she said it's nearly always a courier now who brings it on a little van or a medium van. I said, Jesus. But she said, I've been waiting since Wednesday. She ran out of both. I've got 2 barrels of one, 2 barrels of Doom Bar, 2 barrels of it else, and she ran out. So, but hey, that was my week done, because having done, I thought, that'll do me. 60 miles, I know it's a long way, but it was, I forget what time it was now. It's about 3 o'clock. And I thought, I kept the feed on. I thought, I'll drive up towards Bicester and I'll have a little pull over, see what jobs are around for Monday on the laptop. I'll get my laptop out. And I didn't. I kept going past Bicester. I ended up parking up in Towcester, Northampton, because that's my way home. Now, I pulled over on Towcester. There's a little back road I used to get me back to my house. And there wasn't any jobs Monday nothing I wanted. So I turned it off and come home. So Friday, I started at 6. I finished at 4:30. Yeah, 4:30. So I've done 10.5 hours, and I've done 340 miles, and I've done £208. So 200 a day is what I'm after. Didn't expect to get it. Friday, although I got £100 going down doing the first job, 68 on the second job, and 40 on the next job, which is 208. Take off one Dartford crossing, which I did. So that's £205 and some 40 pence or something like that. I can't remember. So 208 gross, and then it was £2.60 what I paid for Dartford. So all in all, the final week's total, I worked 4 shifts. Yes, one was a monster shift, which is virtually 2 shifts, but I worked 4 shifts. I did 1,490 miles in total, and my duty time every hour from leaving the house to getting back was 46 hours. So I earned £948 and 40p. I mustn't forget the 40p. That's after the Dartford and the congestion and all that malarkey. Dartford crossing and the congestion. I got congestion one day in the day. So overall, if you work that out over 4 days, which I did 4 shifts, like I say, one monster shift, the rest were okay, it's £237 a day, which in January is mega. Let's do it over 5 shifts, because one shift was a double shift. It was a double shift. It was way over. It's still £189.68. Let's call it 190, which my target in January is 180, which is 900. I've done 190, all but. Pence per mile, 65p over the week, which in the summer is my minimum. I try and do it as a minimum in the summer. It may go slightly up. I suppose my ultra minimum is 60p. Anything less than that, and I don't think you're struggling. But I got 65p average for the week. Friday was the worst average, actually. It was only 60p. But I did dead miles Abingdon to Northampton, which was 60 odd miles, which would have got me back up. But it ain't too clever. It ain't too clever. It ain't too shabby. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Pretty happy to I had the Wednesday off as well. Although I didn't get in until 1 o'clock and I didn't go to bed till 2. I still got up at 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, and had it felt like a day off on the Wednesday. So, but yeah, Tuesday was a monster. But I don't mind that. I don't mind if you do one massive day, and it was a massive day. You can pool around the other days, like Thursday and Friday. You can pool around. Just do it if you can pick jobs up. There's not the pressure's off, to earn. If you feel under pressure, oh, must earn. If you've done one big day, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you can sort of relax. And Friday's a lot of work around, but it's probably going for silly money because people are trying to get home in the afternoon and they'll just do it for silly money. So, all in all, yeah. The amount of jobs I've done all week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did 12 jobs over 4 shifts, 3 a day. So that was pretty good. And CX jobs I did was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 7 CX jobs and 5 private, customer non-CX jobs where I didn't have to bid from. They come to me. So it's an average. I started off doing a lot of non-CX jobs as the last video, but yeah. So I did 12 jobs over 4 days. So that's this week done. I'm going to do a little video. It'll come out hopefully today. I'm going to do it later on today. I'm comparing 2021 to 2022, so it might be worth a watch. Amazingly, I think I'm up to 290 subscribers. It's totally unedited. I don't edit anything. What you see it's one take, mate. If it's bollocks, it's bollocks. But if it's something you're interested in, then fair enough. But totally unedited because I don't know how to edit these things and put these bloody flash things up here and there. But I know I've got 290 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, that's brilliant. You have to click something or ring a bell. I don't know. If you've got any comments, I am answering them. I'm getting to them. I'll come to that on the little video I'll do again. I've had a few questions asked me and I'll try and answer them best of my ability. But what you see is what I do. So if it suits you, great. As you can tell, the lighting's not brilliant here. It's a really crappy day out. It's just murky and horrible. I've even got a light on because it's like 10 to 10. But that's the week. I haven't got nothing booked in Monday. Not too bothered. There is a couple of jobs out there, but I'm not interested in doing them. They're just not for me. Speak to you Wednesday. Cheers.